not driving sense. You know what I mean?
Morning, Steve.
Good morning.
It is 7:30. We'll call the meeting to order. Amanda?
Mr. Gertz,
Here,
Mr. Kyle Miller,
Here.
Mr. Steve Miller.
Not here.
Oh, wait, thank you.
Well,
Mr.
I'm not
Mullet,
sure. Am I officially there or not, Eric?
You're there remotely.
Okay, here.
Mr. Mullet.
Here.
Mrs. Klink.
As always, we'll operate under consent agenda. Megan, thanks for being here. Approval of minutes. Recommend the board approve the minutes of the regular meeting of June 15th, 2021 and the special meeting of June 30th, 2021.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Amanda?
Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Mullet,
Yes.
and Mrs. Klink.
Yes. Recommend the board approve the agenda for the July 2021 regular meeting.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Amanda?
Mr. Kyle Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
Mr. Mullet,
Yes.
and Mrs. Klink.
Yes.
Right. For just building supervisor reports this morning, just, would report custodians continue to make very good progress. Most classrooms are wrapping up and getting finished, and painting projects and those types of things are started alongside of some other projects happening around the district. Mount Hope restroom remodel project is coming along nicely. They're hoping to get most of that wrapped up this week, and some other things going on in the district. So we're ready to have schools back, or have kids back here in just under a month now. So everything's coming along nicely.
Amanda?
All right, just some items here I want to draw your attention to, and numbers 1 through 5. Purpose statement and budgets. This is just a normal process where our activity accounts just plan out what they'll be doing for the year. And so there's a summary sheet that was in your board packet showing all of that. A couple then and now certificates. Those are larger amounts. There were requisitions in place due to end of fiscal year, transitioning and all that timing. They just weren't converted to POs in time. And instead of asking vendors to give us a reissued invoice because we had the money in place already, I'm just going to ask for your approval of those. Number 4, this is just a standard annual thing where we show what federal programs will be participating. I will like to draw your attention. ESSER is still on there, and potentially we could see this change as more and more talks of more money keeps popping up. So I'll keep you posted on that. And then number 5 is just approving our cafeteria change funds so we can get cash to our buildings to start the school year in the cafeterias.
Any questions or comments? I just need a motion to approve the treasurer's report 1 through 5, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Amanda?
Mr. Mullet,
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Miller,
Yes.
Mr. Gertz,
Yes.
and Mrs. Klink.
Yes.
All right, as a separate motion, this is for to just proceed to submit to our electors for at the November 2nd election, the renewal of our existing 1 mil permanent improvement levy. This is a renewal, so it is not a new tax, as we've discussed previously, and this is for building upgrades, technology, repairs. It cannot be used on salary and benefits. This was passed in the early 90s, and so the renewal is for 5 years. Per the county auditor certificate, this is going to generate approximately $475,000 for us each year over the next 5 years. So this approval will just allow us to put it on that November 2nd ballot.
Any questions or comments? Not, just need a motion to approve treasurer's report number 1.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Amanda?
All right, Mr. Gertz.
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Mullet.
Yes.
And Mrs. Klink.
Yes.
All right, for new business, I'd ask that you take 1 through 10 together there. A number of annual agreements that we do every year around this time. A new one there would be number 2 is entering into a shared services agreement with Green Local School District to share accounts receivable services for coming year. I think we're excited about that person and the win really for both Green and us. 3 is our annual agreement with Meta to advertise for bids for buses, not committing us to anything, but it does allow us to do that. 4 is our annual contracts with the ESC. 5 is agreement for an aide at the training center that's been in place for some time. 6 is our agreement with Garaway. We work together on, they take our students to Buckeye and we take their students to Beacon Hill, and we work together on that. 7, for Capital Conference, Jim has always been our delegate there, and would just ask maybe if anybody's willing to commit for an alternate there for Capital Conference there in November.
Don't have to be the delegate. Anybody wants to do
Pretty
that.
sure
Very
that's written, that's written in permanent. ink.
Yeah, right, I hear you. Last year was pretty easy. It was all online. So
Are they having
I
it
think it's not
in
here,
person
should be
this
the
year?
delegate.
Yes,
The alternate.
they are having it in
I
person.
think they have the option to still attend virtually though as well.
Hey, Steve,
I nominate Steve.
He's in Columbus every week.
Yeah.
The real funny people there this morning.
He's absent. We can't have him say.
Hang on, my mute button doesn't work.
I'll be it. I'll do
Okay.
it.
Thank you, Julia.
you're the alternate or you're the delegate?
No, I'm the alternate.
Just want to get that clear.
Depending
Make
on-
sure that's clear.
Yeah.
And depending on when it is, it's a lot higher.
Usually the alternate takes over next year.
Number 8 is a second reading of
Gone down before.
board policy there. Just making a change in severance pay language for administrative and classified staff, and then working together here with the association to also update that same language for certified staff as well. Annually, just approving Peters, Khalil, and Markakis as our law firm that we use. And then number 10, just approving those board policies retroactive to the beginning of last fiscal year.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? If not, just need a motion to approve new business 1 through 10, please.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Amanda?
Mr. Mullet,
Yes.
Mr. Gertz.
Yes.
Mr. Kyle Miller.
Yes.
And Mrs. Klink.
Yes.
All right, second new business one there, just an agreement with Pomerene to provide our athletic training services for the next 2 school years. Typically, we've done this year by year, and but this next year, we're going to do a 2-year agreement at the same cost there.
Okay.
PI.
Questions, comments? If not, just need a motion to approve new business number 1, please.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Amanda?
Mr. Kyle Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Mullet.
Yes.
Mr. Gertz.
Yes.
and Mrs. Klink.
I'll abstain.
All right. Personnel items. Feel like this year we've just had a lot of late personnel changes that keep lingering on, but I think we're just about all set for the school year with a number of changes there, but have several resignations there, A through I. 2 is hiring Heather Lehman on an as-needed basis just for July here to do some accounts receivable, payable services for us. And then 3 there are 5 new teaching staff members coming into the district. And number 4 A through F are bus driver, cook, assistant mechanic, kitchen manager, an aide at Berlin, and then you'll see Heather Lehman there again for her 12-month contract. 5 is Mark Schlabel, administrative contract as assistant principal at Highland, and John Whitmer, transportation assistant for this coming school year. And then 7 and 8 are several supplementals there.
Any questions or comments? I just need a motion to approve personnel items 1 through 8, please.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Amanda?
Mr. Gertz.
Yep.
Mr. Kyle Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Mullet.
Yes.
Mrs. Klink.
Yes.
Superintendent recommends that the Board of Education go into executive session for any of the following matters: appointment, employment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official.
Second.
I'll second it.
Mr. Kyle Miller.
Yes.
Mr. Mullet.
Yes.
Mr. Gertz.
Yes.
And Mrs. Klink.
Yes. Everybody?
Sweet.
Love
Right
it.
there.
11 minutes,
One talking about.
because Steve was remote.